percussion like shakers or gentle hi-hat really emerge. Faint ambient effects to create a warm, inviting vibe. Introduce a roll and kick and snare pattern. Layer melodic sit steps and chord progressions. Add vocal jumps or soft whispers, echoing phrases like asking, asking. Rising filter sweep to build tension toward the drop. Drop, main groove, full deep house, drop a punchy sidechain. Bassline vocals are clear, soulful and emotional. Melodic synth leads complement the vocal line. Percussion stays groovy and supports the melodic structure. Strip back percussion to minimal kick and subtle hi-hats. Highlight vocals with reverb delay flowing over lush pads. Light melodic arpeggios enhance the reflective mood. Second build up, introduce rising synths and percussion intensity. Vocal chops or stuttered phrases, build progressions. Add vocal final drop, climax. Return full arrangement with deep bass, melodic synths, and layered vocals. Keep energy smooth but emotional, maintaining groove and club readiness. Rage and filter sweep to build tension toward the drop. Drop, main groove.
Chop, softly echoing in reverb. Minimal hi-hats teasing rhythm. Mellow vocal cover syncopated with bass. Subtle deep bass under vocals. Build tension with laid pads and muted bassline. You're breaking me. Clap hi-hat groove slowly opens. Drop one full deep house groove. Digitalic rolling bassline sidechain to kick. Bright blocks synth with mirrors vocal mouth 4x4 rhythm. Short plot hi-hat locked in 4x4 rhythm. Full rhythm. Strip down the vocal, then reverb made. Like percussion keeps flow alive. Builds again with extra riser sweeps. Vocals layered with death bass to lift. Drop to fuller better drop with extra synth layers. Vocal chops echo around stereo field. Stronger groove, more club ready feel. Isolated vocal with atmospheric reverb pad. Kick drops out for emotional pause. Bring intro of bass sweeps. Preparing final hit, final hit. Stop the maximum groove. Bass line drops with vocal and kick ups. There's with vocal you're breaking me. Clap hi-hat groove slowly opens. Full deep house groove hit. Hypnotic rolling bassline sidechain to kick. Bright bucket block kick. Clap hi-hat locked in 4x4 rhythm. Full rhythm. Full do 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 do. Strip down the vocal, then reverb made. Like percussion keeps flow alive. Builds again with extra riser sweeps. Vocals layered with bass to lift. Drop to fuller better drop with extra synth layers. Vocal chops echo around stereo field. Stronger groove, more club ready feel. Isolated vocal with atmospheric reverb pad. Kick drops out for emotional pause. Brief intro of bass sweeps. Preparing final hit, final hit. Drop with maximum groove. Bassline blocks for vocal out kick blocks. Slowly filter out kick blocks. Ends with vocal with atmospheric reverb pad. Kick drops out for emotional pause. Brief intro of bass sweeps. Preparing final hit, final drop with maximum groove. Bassline both rhythm. Stop the maximum groove. Bassline drops with vocal and kick ups. There's with vocal everything. You're breaking me. Breaking me. Softly echoing in reverb.
Filter, deep sub pulse, minimal percussion limits, hi-hats, whispery vocal atmosphere filtered in, subtle effects, reverb, tails, final crackle rooms. Deep bass line enters rolling repetitive groove, vocals are
soft, dark, hypnotic. Other brick stars, hi-hat ticks. Chords are minimal, mostly atmosphere. Build, caution intensifies. Vocals, local, put the layer with delay effects. Filter, sweep, on bass, hit the first drop, drop one. Filter blends into first drop, drop one. Deep house groove kicks in, punchy, deep kick, tuck, tight, clap. Rolling, sub, bass, minimal, plucks and hits. Both quickly becoming part of the beat. Dark, hypnotic atmosphere. Breakdown, deuteric atmosphere. Down, beat just kicks up. Vocal isolated, whisper with the lyric. As fade, intro to dark, minimal creates tension. Drop to groove rhythm, more energy. X up, percussive layers. Bases, drummers up, widened in stereo. Vocals drop to rhythmic textures. Minimal spacey section. Pads love, vocals dominate. Production filters down, leaving atmospheric groove. Final drop. Groove comes back one last time. Full bassline, pro bassline, slowly filtered out. Control only kick, vocal echo remain. And sounds of bass fade out. No filters, kick deep, sub pulse, minimal percussion limits, hi-hats. Whispery vocal atmosphere filtered in, subtle effects, reverb, tails, vinyl crackle rooms. Bassline enters rolling, repetitive groove. Vocals are soft, dark, hypnotic. Other brick stars, hi-hat ticks. Chords are minimal, mostly atmosphere. Rhythm build, no cushion intensifies. Vocal, local, break the layer, put delay facts. Filter sweep on bass, hit the first drop, drop one. Filter blends in the first drop, drop one. Deep house groove kicks in, punchy, deep kick, tuck, tight, clap. Rolling, sub, bass, minimal, plucks and hits. Vocal, quickly becoming part of the beat. Dark, hypnotic atmosphere. Breakdown, deuteric atmosphere. Down, beat just kicks up. Vocal isolated, whisper with the lyric. As fade, intro to dark, minimal creates tension. Drop to groove rhythm, more energy. X up, percussive layers. Chain bass, towers up, widened in stereo. Vocals drop into rhythmic textures.
Warm atmosphere, slowly fading in. Subtle vinyl crackle, soft white noise for texture. Minimal kick, faint hi-hats introduce. Vocal chop or ambient vocal phrase teased is in. Deep rolling sub bass enters. Shimmering looks echo in stereo. Like percussion, soft freight groove. Rising filter sweeps and reverb tails add anticipation. Driving the minimal 4/4 pattern. Smooth side shade add layers under vocal. Atmospheric head ice, bass, full deep house groove locked in. Communicate deep sub bass groove. Warm plug synth lush pads in stereo field. Vocal hook group propulsion vibe. That's an ambient texture, strip everything down. Low pass filter sweeps the bass away. Tension builds with reversed effects and rising arms. Build a kick thing, hi-hats introducing. Rolling, so bass enters. Rolling, so bass enters. Melodies, like layers, atmospheric packs, mine, powerful bass line. Vocal hub, big festival, vector, house moments. Elements, they enter bass rising. Cat rising arms. Build to a kick these rising. Wake noise, sweet feels anticipation. Drop to melodic, hawkways enter furry tails. More powerful bass line, vocal chop layered with original vocal fruit. Wallopments filter bass rising. Vocal chop repeats rhythmic, quickly house moment.
Distant tropical percussion, subtle reverb, heavy atmosphere, almost cinematic.
Kick softly enters at 020.
Ooh. Soulful male vocal beams,
No sugar lettering.
minimal percussion,
Soft gold supports.
keeps the bass rolling quietly underneath. Woo. Energy builds with layered percussion.
Tropical books.
Appearing more percussions, appearing motions, and more emotional range. Rising sweep effect prepares the drop.
Drop 114 drop.
Full tropical deep house groove hits. Steel drum, marimba plug melody. Rolling bassline sync with 4x4 kick. Rising sweep effect prepares the drop.
Don't drop off this drop.
Full tropical deep house groove hits. Rolling bassline sync with 4x4 kick. Wide pass filling stereo feel. Shaker, cinematic, a zero twinkle automation. Percussion doubles tempo, feel for tension. Bigger and brighter than drop one. More percussion layers. Four percussion layers.
Locally amplifies the hook.
Pop melody expanded with extra harmonies. Only vocal atmospheric passion. Soft piano or guitar plugged behind. Framical plugs fuzz. For deep house beat the turn. Fully filter fade out with the plug echo bass. Distant tropical percussion, subtle reverb, heavy atmosphere, almost cinematic.
Kick softly enters at 020.
Ooh. Both heads steer through tropical deep house groove hits.
Steel drum hook up atop the path.
Rolling bassline sync with 4x4 kick. Wide pass filling stereo feel. Shake a clap groove to drive rhythm. Both vocals echo in house groove hits.
Steel drum
Plug melody, rolling bassline sync with 4x4 kick. Rising sweep effect prepares the drop.
Don't drop off this drop.
For tropical deep house groove hits.
Steel drum
Rolling bassline sync with 4x4 kick. For that to go down with both ones. Kick it continues the groove with other elements. Tropical paths create warmth, book extra harmonies. But melodies standard with extra harmonies.
Soft cat chords fading in. Minimal deep kick like percussion. Subtle vocal atmosphere whispering in the background. Slow melodies, cinematic feel, breakdown. Fuller groove, more percussion layers, bassline stronger, stereo wide. Extra synth layer for the late night energy, cinematic feel, breakdown. Breakdown. Only introduces groove. Vocal rises in intensity. Filter zeros, rise effects. Low deep house groove kicks in. Bungee deep kick tight club snare. Rolling sub bass, a smooth groove. Lead plugs instants add melody. Fuller groove, more percussion layers. Bassline stronger, stereo widened. Extra synth layer, upper melody, cinematic feel, breakdown. Fuller groove, more percussion layers. Bassline stronger, stereo wide. Extra synth layer for the late night energy. Cinematic feel, breakdown. Breakdown. Only introduces groove.
Begin with soft ambient pads and gentle plucked synths. Introduce faint vocal whispers or airy effects. Gain size to set a warm, reflective mood. Light percussive elements like soft hi-hats gradually emerge. Gradually layer rolling kick, snare and hi-hats. Add melodic synth stabs and chord progressions. Include vocal chops echoing the main hook. Rising filter sweeps with subtle rises build tension for the drop. Main groove, full deep house groove with sidechain bassline and melodic synth lays.
Start with ambient cuts, soft polyed scenes, and subtle atmospheric effects. Introduce faint vocal whispers or reflect, mediate a dreamy, immersive mood. Light percussive elements such as soft hi-hats, how to enter. Roll in a gentle kick, subtle snare, and melodic chord stabs add airy vocal chops or echoes to build tension. Use rising synths, sweeps and softers, and serve anticipation toward the drop. Drop the drop, 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 drop. Full melodic deep house drop and sidechain bassline and layers and fleets. Ellie golden inspired airy vocals carry tracks in motion and hypnotic vibe. Passion remains groovy yet subtle, allowing melodic and vocal elements to shine. Straight percussion to minimal kick or soft hi-hats highlight vocals and melodic. Add soft reverb, delay, or atmospheric effects for an immersive feeling. Reintroduce percussion, let's rising synths and vocal. Build tension for the final drop with filter sweeps and effects. Final drop, climax. Return full arrangement, deep bass line, melodic synth layers and vocals. Maintain hypnotic emotion, layers, leaving ambient pads, blunt synths, and echoing vocals. And on a calm, reflective, and hypnotic atmosphere. Start with soft ambient pads and gentle synth sticks. Introduced like percussive elements like hi-hats or soft claps. Adding airy vocal whispers or effects. Love me now, set a reflective mood. Gradually add a rolling kick, solo snare and melodic sips. Layer vocal chops echoing main phrases. Rising filter sweeps or soft risers create anticipation for the drop. Full deep house drop with smooth side change bassline. Melodic synth leads complement aggressive vocal. The guitar maintains a groovy rhythm without overpowering like the melody. Vocals are emotional areas slightly haunting, enhancing the track's depth. Strip like a lead and then pick soft hi-hats. Emphasize vocals and melodic. Add subtle reverb, delay, or any effects to create spacious cinematic atmosphere. Second note, no searching through for the final drop, climax. Begin with warm ambient pads and soft club centered hi-hats. Including vocal whispers or airy effects. Blessings to set a reflective and uplifting mood. Gradually layer rolling kick, snare and hi-hats. And melodic chord stabs and gentle synth layers. Include vocal whispers or airy effects to build anticipation. Use subtle filter sweeps or risers to enhance tension toward the drop. Full deep house drop, a smooth side chain bassline and melodic synth leads. Soulful throw up to float above the arrangement. Percussion maintains a steady groove, complementing melodic and emotional elements. Strip percussion to minimal kick or soft hi-hats. Highlight vocals, melodic arps, and atmospheric pads. Add soft reverb, delay, or ambient effects to enhance spaciousness and emotion. Introduce rising synth percussion and build tension for the final drop with filter sweeps and subtle effects. Final drop, climax, return. Full low arrangement with driving sidechain bass, layered melodic synths and echoing vocals. Keep energy uplifting, smooth and groovy for both club and festival settings. Gradually layer rolling kick, snare and hi-hats. Add melodic chord stabs and gentle synth layers. Include for calm, reflective and phrases to build anticipation. Use subtle filter sweeps or risers to enhance tension toward the drop. Drop a smooth sidechain bassline and melodic synth leads. Solo throw the full above the view arrangement. Percussion maintains a steady groove, complementing melodic and emotional elements. Percussion to minimal kick or soft hi-hats. Highlight vocals, melodic arps, and atmospheric pads. Add soft reverb, delay, or ambient effects to enhance spaciousness and emotion. Second build up, reintroduce rising synths. Build tension, rising synth percussion. Build tension for the final drop with filter sweeps and subtle effects. Final drop, climax, return. Full arrangement with driving sidechain bass, layered melodic synths and subtle melodic synths and echoes. Keep energy uplifting, turn soft hi-hats. Highlight vocals, melodic arps, and atmospheric pads. Add soft reverb, delay, or ambient effects to enhance spaciousness and emotion. Reintroduce rising synth percussion. Attention for the final drop with filter sweeps and subtle effects. Follow drop, climax with arrangement with driving sidechain bass, layered melodic synths and echoing melodic synths and echoation. Deep house, echoing vocal, atmospheres and echoing vocals, and groovy for both club and festival settings. Edible and gigs there, crisp hi-hats, so your melodic chord stabs and some stirks. Vocal the main hook, create anticipation. Rising filter sweeps us off as it enhances tension for the drop. Funky deep house groove with sidechain bass line and driving percussion. So well it brings that energy without overpowering the vocal. Percussion maintains a groovy rhythm, not down for the dance floor. With percussion to minimal kick and soft hi-hats, emphasize vocals and melodic synth. Add subtle ambient effects, reverb with delay for spaciousness. Second build-up, introduce percussion density, rising synths, and the vocal voice. Full anticipation for the final drop, with filter sweeps and effects. Full drop, playing on the ring, every bass line, melodic synth layers and layered. Keep energy playful, funky and catchy for clubs or party sets. Gradually strip back layers, leaving pattern. Begin with soft atmospheric paths like percussion and gentle synths. I'm thinking me high, you're making me high. To set up playful, inviting. Introduce rolling kick, snare, crisp hi-hats, layer melodic synth steps and chord progressions, including chops echoing the main hook, rising filter sweeps for subtle risers, create anticipation for the drop. Full deep house groove with sidechain groovy bass line, soulful females take center steps and crimson and percussions and cook progression. Full deep house groove with sidechain groovy bass line, soulful females take center steps and cook progressions. Crimson and percussions and cook progression. Full deep house groove with sidechain groovy bass line, soulful females take center steps and cook progressions. Crimson and passions and cook progression. Strip percussion to minimal kick or hi-hats. Highlight vocals and melodic synths. Add reverb, delay, or subtle ambient effects to create spaciousness. Reintroduce snare holes, rising synths and profile. Build tension to a final drop with subtle filter sweeps. Return full arrangement, perfect bassline, melodic synth layers and layered vocals. Add energy, fun, upbeat, and funky, perfect clubs or late night parties. Gradually strip layers, leaving ambient paths, melodic synths and echoing vocals. And on a smooth, playful, and reflective vibe. With atmospheric pads, soft plug sense, and subtle filtration. Introduce faithful chops or whispers, Tesla to set an energetic mood. Light hi-hats or filtered cutting enter. Build up. Add rolling kick, snare, and hi-hats to build rhythm. Layer melodic synth stabs and innos with sidechain effects. Rising filter sweeps and soft risers increment anticipation towards the drop. Full progressive deep house drop. Groovy sidechain bassline and melodic synth lanes bloom over the arrangement. Version is rhythmic and driving, creating energy for dance floor impact. Reduce percussion to minimal kick or hi-hats. Focus on melodic bills, pads, and reverb, delay, or ambient effects for a spacious, futuristic vibe. Second build up. Modular reintroduce percussion, rising synths, and echo counter. Build tension with filter sweeps and subtle ends for the final drop. Drawbacks. Return full arrangement with driving sidechain bass, layered melodic synths, and come to maintain energetic, futuristic, and groovy vibes suitable for clubs or festival sets. Gradually strip back layers, leaving ambient paths, plug synths, and echoing. Build up, add rolling kick, snare, and hi-hats to build rhythm. Layer melodic synth stabs and melodic synth stabs and effects. Rising filter sweeps and soft risers increase anticipation towards the drop. Progressive deep house drop, groovy sidechain bassline and melodic synth layers flow over the arrangement. Percussion is rhythmic and driving, creating energy for dance floor impact. Reduce percussion to
Maintain energetic, futuristic, and groovy vibes suitable for clubs or festival sets. Gradually strip back layers, leaving ambient paths, blood sips, and echoing folks. And with a calm, reflective, and futuristic deep house mood. Deep house mood.
Soft bloods and awesome gentle ambient pads. Introduce light percussion like shakers or subtle hi-hats. Faint vocal whispers or effects, the less I know. To set a reflective yet playful mood. And playful mood. Gradually add rolling kicks, snare, and hi-hats. Layer melodic synth chords and bass line elements. Adverbial phrases to build anticipation. Rising filter sweeps or subtle risers enhance tension for the drop. Full fucking deep house groove with sidechain bass line and melodic synth. Leaves brush a vertical foot over the arrangement, playful and groovy. Percussion remains crisp, supporting the melody without overpowering it. Strip percussion to middle kick or soft hi-hats. Emphasize melodic arms, pads, and vocals. Deliciousness and emotion. Second build up, build 32. With every for the do for clubs, late night sets, festival stages. Gradually straight layers, theme paths, drum sets, and echoing vocals. And on a reflective, smooth, deep house vibe.
Soft pads and blood sips. Introduce little percussion like light hi-hats or faint vocal effects or whispers. Some days just heavy reflective, inviting build. Gradually add rolling kicks, snare, and hi-hats. Layer melodic synth snaps and chord progressions. Rising filter sweeps and subtle risers build anticipation for the drop, main groove. Full deep house drop and sidechain based on layered melodic synths. Expergles for the arrangement, add emotion and groove. Percussion maintains a steady, danceable rhythm without overpowering melody. Strip percussion to minimal kick or soft hi-hats. Focus on vocals and melodic. Add reverb, delay, or ambient effects for the motion, second motion. Reintroduce percussion, rising synths. Build tension for the final drop with filter sweeps and subtle effects. Final drop, climbal drop. Return full placement with giant sidechain bass, melodic synth layers, and infinite vocals. Maintain smooth, uplifting, and groovy energy suitable for the clubs or festival main stages. Gradually strip layers, leaving paths, blood synths, and echoing vocals.
Begin with every pad, soft sounds, hi-hats, and subtle atmospheric effects. Like pucks of elements, like shakers or soft hi-hat, and emerge. If it isn't love, to set an emotional tone. Introduce rolling kick and subtle snare layer with melodic chord stabs. Full melodic deep house groove with sidechain bass line and layered synths. Vocals are expressive and soulful, carrying the emotional theme. Percussion maintains a steady groove and rhythm, complementing the melodic elements. Strip percussion to minimal kick or soft hi-hats, highlight vocals and melodic. Add reverb, delay, or soft effects to create a spacious, reflective atmosphere. Second build-up, reintroduce percussion, rising synths, and vocals to build anticipation. Use filter sweeps and subtle effects to create tension before the final drop. Final drop. Return full arrangement with deep bass line, melodic synth layers, and layered vocals. Keep energy smooth, emotional, and groovy for club or late night listening. Gradually strip back layers, leaving ambient pads to build and echoing vocals. And on a reflective, immersive deep house mood. Main vocal enters deep big bass and open groove. Deep bass line rolls in a steady groove. Chords played with soft house piano or synth stabs. Vocal intensifies with repetition of the hook phrase. And back down, back swell, hi-hats double up for energy. Rising brightness, sweep the filterizer. Keep filter slightly to create anticipation. Full deep house groove, drops and turn, up the bed. Bassline keeps steady groove, slightly filter. Look and spill, bit of a spill, and at the beginning moment. Dance floor, ready energy. Strip back vocal, take me a minute with percussion. Bassline keeps steady groove, filter, passion, brightness, with the next build, Eric back, zero pips, and energy belts, slightly filter, record, filler, groove, the first drop, extra percussion, bass, side low, thumb and the groove, first drop, extra percussion, layers, bubbles, breaks down to vocal but enemy. Emotional moment with echoes, reverb tail. Kick muted, only atmosphere remains. Final drop, a deep house groove, full bass kick, focus out. Hi-hat strings, drill, alarm, deep house creep, hi-hat break. Swirl, hi-hats double up for energy. Rising white noise with the filter riser. Kick the filter cycle to create anticipation. Drop one, energy. Drill, alarm, deep house creep, hi-hat break. Swirl, hi-hats double up for energy. Rising white noise with the filter riser. Kick the filter cycle to create anticipation. Drop one, energy. Drill, alarm, deep house creep, hi-hat break. Hi-hats double up for energy. Rising white noise with the filter riser. Kick the filter cycle to create anticipation. Drop one, energy.
Begin with gentle pads, plucks and sons, and soft atmospheric effects, light percussive elements, light shakers, or soft hi-hats. Introduce faint vocal whispers or ambient city. Build up. Gradually add Roman percussion and subtle kick. Layer melodic synths and error. Layer melodic synths or airy vocal chops. Take tension and emotion. Rising filter sweeps or subtle risers and has anticipation. Drop main groove. Full tropical deep house groove with more sidechain, bassline, and melodic synths. Vocals are smooth, airy, and lifting, floating over the arrangement. Crushing spirits but soft enough to maintain a relaxed melodic feel. Strip percussion to minimal kick or soft hi-hats. Highlight vocals, melodic arps, and ambient bats or delays for deletes. Second build up, reintroduce percussion, rising synths, and vocal chug for the final drop. Final drop, climax. Full arrangement returns with driving sidechain bass, melodic synth layers, and the lift window, maybe will droop and groovy tropical energy for dancing or sunset vibes. Full tropical deep house groove with warm sidechain, bassline, and melodic synths. Vocals are smooth, airy, and uplifting groovy tropical energy for dancing or sunset vibes. Full tropical deep house groove with warm sidechain, bassline, and melodic synths. Vocals are smooth, airy, and uplifting groovy tropical energy.
Begin with soft tropical pads and gentle plucks in. Add subtle percussion with soft hi-hats. Introduce faint ambient texture, a warm sunset-like vibe. Build up, gradually bring in rolling percussions, gentle kick and melodical Nicolettes and arts in motion. Introduce film and ends in motion. Introduce filter sweeps for tension. Drumming groove, deep house drop with warm sidechain, bassline, melodic synths, and subtle echoing, a tropical, uplifting groove. Pushing these crystals, subverting the groove without overpowering. Melody.
Start with happy pads and soft filtered synths. Add some subtle singing like backpackers or some further effects. Light percussion, and the taps rhythmically emerge. And then introduce a gentle kick, rolling hi-hats and bright synth lines. Full burgers, soft whispers appear, creating a moody, immersive atmosphere. Subtle risers or filter sweeps at tension. True deep house rhythm with smooth sidechain, bassline and the mix synth. Vocal should be echoing, emotional and slightly haunting. Passion stays groovy but minimal and element shine. Graduate introduction of soft elements. Add subtle city-like night actors or soft reverb effects. Light percussion, and the talent taps casually humor. Introduce a gentle kick, rolling hi-hats and approach synth lines. Full burgers, soft whispers appear, creating a moody, immersive atmosphere. Subtle risers or filter sweeps at tension. Pro deep house rhythm with smooth sidechain, bassline and melodic synth. Vocal should be echoing, emotional and slightly haunting. Pressure stays groovy but minimal and element shine. Return for the introduction of soft elements. Driving sidechain, bassline and melodic synth. Emphasize emotional, tension. Begin with sparks, ambient pads, and distant sea-like atmospherics. Introduce filtered sub-bass slowly rising. Add subtle metallic percussions and soft reverberated vocal whispers like hello, can you hear me? Layer in a gentle kick, hi-hats and soft rising synths. Include the glitchy vocals or echoed phrases reflecting tension. Introduce gradual dynamic swells and soft and subtle. Melodic house drop with deep bassline and sidechains. Include glitchy vocal chops or echoed phrases reflecting tension. Introduce gradual dynamic swells and soft cymbal. Strip down to atmospheric pads, minimal percussion, and legals add soft filter notes to create spatial. Vocals should be processed reverb and echo, maintaining the haunting, moody vibe. Rising synth sweep with intensifying sidechain rhythm. Include vocals or pitch on loops to create spatial. subtle rises or final drop to maximize impact. Return for deep house, arranging with emotional melodic synths, driving bassline and big make, maintain haunting vocal lines with echo and reverb. Add subtle empathetic, cinematic mood.
Start with gentle tropical paths, soft blood synths, and atmospheric ambient effects. Introduce subtle buttons like psychers or hi-hats, fake vocal whispers or air effects to create a dreamy, ethereal mood. Gradually add rolling percussion, gentle kick and melodic chops. Softer phrases appear, echoing emotional or uplifting words. Introduce light filter sweeps or risers to build anticipation for the drop, drop, the drop, drop. Full melodic deep house drop with warm sidechain bassline and lush synth layers. Vocals are earthen and melodic, floating over the groove. Plug leads and atmospheric pads emphasize the tropical uplifting mood. Uplift is crisp but balanced, making a smooth, moving rhythm. Reduce the chorus, a final drop with rising a final drop. Return full arrangement, sidechain bass, melodic synth flares and flares. Keep energy uplifting, melodic and smooth, the dancing on late afternoon chill sets. Chrono melodic deep house drop with warm sidechain bassline and lush synth layers.
In with atmospheric pads and subtle synth tricks, add soft percussive elements like claps, hi-hats, and filtered kick. Introduce airy vocal whispers. Take me there, to set the mood, build up. Gradually increase percussion intensity with rolling snares and hi-hats. Player melodic synth stabs or chord progressions, boom gaps, and boom main hook. Use rising filter sweeps and subtle risers to build tension. Drop, main groove, pull deep house groove with sidechain, groovy bassline and driving kick. Prominent soulful female vocals, melodic aggressive. Synth stabs and pads enhance melodic depth. Percussion is crisp and rhythmic, maintaining strong dance floor energy. Strip progression to minimal kick or soft hi-hats. Focus on vocals and melodic synth. Light ambient effects or soft reverb for depth. Second, build up, introduce snare rolls, rising synths and vocal. Build tension.